This is Stampy, and welcome to another behind the scenes video. Today I am touring my lovely world. Kinda. I'm touring it in a state which it's never really been in before. So you can kind of see a little bit by the lighthouse. But yeah, this is the version of my lovely world which I'm showing off to today. So if you do not know why I have this kind of crazy destroyed version of my lovely world, it's basically because I did a Halloween video very recently. You may have seen it, you may not have, but basically in it, there is 3 short films. One of them is basically set in a zombie apocalypse, and I wanted to set all of the films inside of my lovely world. So I needed to basically build a destroyed version of my lovely world. And I say build, I didn't like build everything again. That would be crazy and take absolutely forever. So basically I made a copy of my lovely world. Do not panic, my actual real lovely world is a 100% safe, and I basically just made it look like it had been destroyed. You can see the pee has fallen off from the Pick-a-Pet pet shop. All of the animals have gone. Basically things are all broken apart. They're burning. There are trees everywhere. I added in like a bunch of trees as if it's overgrown. Like anything kind of, I guess, mechanical's broken. Like, so for this, it would normally have water over it, but I got rid of all of the water. You can see the radio station, like all of the antennas broken apart. Some buildings completely have their roofs broken off. There's vines growing down everywhere. And I basically just went around and strategically broke my lovely world. But I think it makes a really cool effect. And it's only in the film for, I mean, the film's like probably about 3 minutes long. And most of it's set kind of inside. And there's only really a few glimpses that you get of it. There's one kind of shot very early on, which is kind of just basically up here where you can look over it, but you really don't get a good sense of how much destruction there actually is until you actually go and fly around and probably have a look at it. For example, if you look at that, it looks totally normal, and then you look behind and you're like, half the restaurant's gone. So when destroying it, it took a really long time, by the way. It took me like 2 full days, basically non-stop destroying my world just to be able to do this much. So the main ways I did it is, in some cases I used TNT. The first example of me using TNT was on my house, which would normally be here. I kind of put too much TNT in my house, and I ended up basically blowing up the entire middle of my house, and then huge sections either side of here. I kind of stepped back a little bit from there, and I also kind of tried to not show this area, because I think it's a little bit weird just having it completely gone. I kind of like this part here, though. You can see just a giant hole going through it. Looks quite cool. You can see the SS Stumpy has a load of cells away, and then other parts I kind of broke away bits by hand and then kind of added in fire where it needed to be. I also did stuff like for this tree here, I left all of the branches as they are, but just broke away all of the leaves as if it's like a dead tree. I did the same thing here for the kitty cat condo, and I think this is a really cool effect because the tree is here as it should be, but just all of the leaves have gone. You can see the lava spilling out here, and even in the background here, and I think you can't even see this. Like, I got rid of the balloon for the hot air balloon, and I got rid of the entire rocket ship and kind of broke away the airport a bit, but I think you don't even get to see that in the video. So when destroying it, it's all designed to look good from this angle here. So you'll see like the sections that I've destroyed like are always angled to here. So for example, the lighthouse is all destroyed on this side, but on the other side, it looks relatively normal. And then the same for down here. I broke away this side because I knew that all of the action of the film kind of takes place kind of along here, this stretch here. So I knew that you would always be looking at it from this angle. So I kind of just took more care to kind of gradually destroy it. You can see the diamonds gone from the ring down there. One of the more dramatic parts is the fact that the entire top of the clock tower is gone, which I think looks really cool. And I also filmed this on the Xbox One, which means that the draw distance is so much better, which is good. It makes it look more dramatic. It just means that I had to do a bunch more work because I at first just destroyed the town and then realized that, oh, wait a minute, you can see the Funland. And so I had to go back, and even though you can only just see it in the very distance, I destroyed a bunch of the tower. I mainly just set a bunch of it on fire because you really can't see it very well so far away. I just added little patches of fire around the place. I guess I destroyed a little bit more around here. Oh, I accidentally left this floating. I was trying to not make things look like they're just still floating, but mainly I set some things on fire. I kind of broke away a few of the signs around here. I guess I just blew that section up there with some TNT. But yeah, most of that is so far in the background. It doesn't really matter too much. I guess the biggest thing I did was destroy the top of the Helter Skelter, but I didn't bother breaking away all of the leaves here. So yeah, this is the crazy version of the world. If you were wondering how I did it, basically I just spent 2 days by myself going through and destroying. Oh, this took quite a while. I went and melted a bunch of the what's the place called? The ice cream place. So I did it so a bunch of the ice is still there, but then a bunch is melted away as well. And I thought that was a pretty cool effect, as if the burning has heated it up in some way. Also went through and broke away loads of the paths, as you can see, and also just added in a bunch of like coarse dirt and then these little like dead bushes, I think that they're called. And so adding them all over the place just really helps add the effect to it. I mean, I did way more than I probably needed to do because of how much you can't actually see, but I now have a really cool version of my world, and I'm sure, maybe it won't happen for a few years, but I'm sure at some point it's going to come around where I'm going to find another use to be able to use this world in maybe another film or something I end up doing in the future. But seeing as you got such a small glimpse of it inside of the actual film, I thought some of you might be interested just to see me kind of flying around and kind of showing you what it looks like in a little bit more detail. But that is going to be the end of this video here. I am probably going to do at least one more behind the scenes video talking about how I made one of the other films in a little bit more detail. So if I do end up making that, I'll leave that as a link down in the description, along with a playlist with all of my other behind the scenes videos if you want to see anything else along the lines of this. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!